gets the background, all of the stuff, because I must admit, it's recording. I do like the impromptu kind of stuff where, we're just like discussing stuff off camera, but it kind of like.
Oh yeah, by all means. Like, I'm not trying to hide anything. Just record everything.
Right.
But we're recording now, so you say go back to where we were, and I was saying why.
And we changed locations, by the way. So we've got this wonderful view here, and it's now an evening time. We've got this wonderful view out here by the pool. So, okay, so this is what they were trying to snatch away from you.
No, so I think I came to the realization that my innate fear of powerlessness and being submissive overrides any fear of life or loss of life. 100% I would choose to die over being tortured. So it wasn't even that much of a conscious decision, as in I just knew what I had to do to get the fuck out. It was a really weird fight. I've been going over it and over it again. I know at one stage, he shot around me, he shot at me the first time, and we all stopped. And then we kept on fighting. And then he shot at me a couple more times and I guess missed. And then he shot me in the arm, which went through. And then another time he shot me in the hip, which I think came out 2 places in my ass.
Do you know what kind of bullets they were? Because
well, I saw a shell, but from the size of the wounds, there must have been 22s. And if they were 9s, I'd probably have been completely fucked.
Yeah. So when you felt the bullets rip through your skin, I
don't know if I felt it.
The adrenaline was pumping.
I'm like, thank God for adrenaline, because really, I just kind of overrode everything else. But I remember they almost swapped out a couple of times. I remember I was in the room with one of them, and the other guy ran out the front door and came back, and the other one ran out and came back. And maybe somewhere along this time, the girl left, because I remember her now at one stage coming back. Still kind of where the fight started. I've got the little guy in a headlock, and I've got the Supreme pen, and I'm kind of stabbing him in the face and head, but not
Have you got that pen? Is that?
Not intentionally anywhere specifically.
I'm saying, have you got the pen on you right now?
No, I don't. I'll tell you why. Because if you know what you're doing with it, you could really fucking kill someone quite easily. I wasn't trying to kill anyone, but I was also, I guess, pretty fucking mad.
Trying to defend yourself. You're fighting for your life.
I'm streaming with blood. He's streaming with blood. The other guy's there with the gun, not doing anything. The girl walks out and she's like, Dio, no. So
so the girl came back out.
So that's the next time I saw her from the first time I saw them. So I'm shirtless, blood everywhere, fucking shit's wrecked. Dude's bleeding. She walks out, she's screaming, Uncle, no. And I still don't know if she means she was sad that he was getting fucked up, or that they got it to the stage with me where I was getting fucked. I don't know. Probably for him, right? But still, she obviously wasn't happy about it. Which is another strange thing, by the way. It was more of the lead up to the story. I told her I trained martial arts and guns. And she said I was really big and talked about I look like a fit. I'm like, well, I work out. Do you want to come into the MMA gym with me? So it's
why would she?
If you're gonna choose someone to fucking kidnap, why choose the dude who
I know, but
sounds on paper he's probably not the best option. We're not some fat old guy.
This is the thing, right? Because sometimes these people, they're opportunists.
Yeah,
that's what it is, right? Because they know exactly okay, this guy, he's like this. He's really not just you. I'm saying even I've had incidences with myself where you tell a person, you tell a woman, you tell a guy, a Colombian, hey, this is what I'm really like. And they still want to try. They still want to, they still want to see if you're really about that life. You understand? Okay, they see, for instance, that in a situation, for instance, okay, I tell a girl, listen, if someone steals from me, listen, it's not going to end up well for them. Blah, 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 blah. I actually do find them. I live over here. I'm not just here on vacation. And then
Well, you speak Spanish, right?
Yeah, I speak Spanish. Yeah. But they still try. It does in their mind, I am
Gringo.
In their mind, I am a gringo. So anyway, going back to your story. So the girl comes out. She goes Tio Tio, which means uncle, no uncle. Tio Tio,
She's
no
like,
Tio.
Tio, no, Tio, no. So who fucking knows? That is the last time I remember seeing her. I think I lose the pen. He grabs the pen. I start trying to do a rear naked choke with blood everywhere. Doesn't work. Slip over. I think maybe you've broken the glass table by this time, so there's glass everywhere. Then I try and do a triangle, which I'm worse at and is even harder. Just, I don't know, but I think just the fact the whole time I was wrestling with him, keeping him in front of me was probably a good thing compared to the other guy with the gun, him not really knowing what to do.
So when you were wrestling with the guy, like you kind of had him, he was almost like a shield for you. So the guy with the gun couldn't.
Yeah. Pretty much the whole time I tried to keep it like that.
So he didn't want to risk possibly shooting his.
Whenever he did shoot, it was like right up, like so close that if he'd done it to my head, I'd be dead.
Right.
So it seemed also, I didn't ever get the impression they were trying to kill me. Like they were trying to do what they wanted to do, and I was like, you're not going to do that. But we both had a very clear pass, and maybe it could have gone, I don't know, it could have gone wrong if I'd fucked them up more, I guess. But so at that stage, fall on the ground, jiu-jitsu's not working for me. I managed to pop back up, and then I just start like everything that's not tied down. So I like throw the table at them, all the chairs, using the chairs to like hit them and push them back more into the living room. They got the chair at me, they hit me with a chair. I had like a full, my mate thought maybe my ribs were broken, but they weren't. I just had like the full square mark of the chair there. So I get them into the living room, and this is the weird thing as well. I think the fight stopped again. I just bought these Air Force One Fresh 07, which is like the all leather. They're supposed to never crease, but I've worn them like motorbiking and horse riding. So they were kind of a bit fucked up before the fight. One came off during the fight. There's I think the big guy with the gun there, standing near the door trying to stop me getting out. And he was cool. I just like walk over, pick up the shoe, looking at him, put it on the sofa, do up the laces. Oh, and before that happened, after the wrestling bit, I remember just like there, just like bending over, like breathing hard. Going, oh, this is why there's rounds in fights, because I need a fucking break. Yeah. Like I'm old, I live at sea level, even like walking upstairs here, because we're a bit elevated, I get out of breath, and I've been partying hard.
So I think it was really clear then that they didn't want to kill you, right? They wanted to kidnap you.
Yeah.
So because if you're taking breaks in between, then it's like they're trying to grab you. They're trying to.
Yeah, they were trying to, dominate.
So, and they thought essentially that you're going to be compliant.
Yeah, I think they just thought the guns would win it.
Yeah, which it would for any regular normal.
It definitely should. Guns are fucking scary things. They kill very easily. Okay. Even 22s up close. Like, it's. If someone wanted to kill you with that, you'd be very dead very quickly.
And it's ironic that they were already in the apartment waiting. So
I mean, I guess she had been messaging them, telling them that I was coming. They were all prepped and ready. Like, that was their trap house, 100%. I'm sure they just paid for it in cash. Her number stopped working right away. Like, I messaged, so I guess we're not going to go out again.
Have you got any pictures of her? Or?
Yeah, I'll post them on the Reddit thing. I can.
Yeah, can you send it to me? And
so, again, the fight is, like, on and off. I've managed to recover my shoe, but I'm still, like, covered in blood and shirtless. Shirts on my head. I think the other guy, the little guy, maybe came back again. And then I started grabbing like everything. Like I think I got the TV and hit him and threw it at him. And just everything that wasn't tied down, I just started using as a weapon. But by this time, I'm in the living room. And he's like kind of pushed back up against the door almost because I'm throwing so much shit at them. And then I just immediately like grab the curtains, the blinds. So I ripped down the blinds, and then we're street level, and the hamburger shop with all these people is directly across the road, and people are looking at us, and there's people just walking by as well. And I mean, I'm sure they saw the big Louis Blanco gringo come in, like I stand out wherever I go here, right? And they must have heard the commotion. There's multiple gunshots, and everything's getting broken. Obviously, they don't want to get involved. Like, it's not their business. Fair enough. But as soon as it's there, I'm just like this big, half naked, covered in blood and tattoos dude in a destroyed apartment, and two guys no longer have masks on because they've been fighting, both with guns. They just kind of do like a classic, I don't know, like look at the people, look at each other, and they just bounce.
Did they go off in a bike or in a car or?
No, so I remember one guy was gone, and I can remember the big guy struggling with the outside gate, and I went to pick up a pot plant, and I was like, I'm gonna smash it over his head, and I'm there thinking, oh, I'll probably get shot. It's like I'll throw it at his head, not realizing really, I think that I've been shot in the arm. So my thought of throwing it at his head, it just like fell weakly at the ground by his feet, and he looked at me, and then they just ran. Like there's no bikes or anything. I mean, they probably live in Berlin and have their spot somewhere else they can get to easily, right?
Yeah.
Because
And then after that, you didn't see the girls. Everybody had basically just left.
I immediately grabbed my bag, which I was surprised was still there, and went straight across the road to the hamburger shop and said, Policia, bandidos, ambulancia, por favor, and just they gave me some water, and I just sat there like trying to like patch myself up with tissues and clothes.